ICR.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Today with Matt and Dave. This is show number 11, and we just finished reading campus news and national news. Now we're going to head over to Dave with sports.
Well, thank you, Matt. So we're going to start off with a little bit of recap of this past week with sports, starting with men's soccer. They won their first round game of the MAC tournament against number 4 Fairfield. They were the number 5 seed, so they beat the number 4 seed, 1-0. But then they lost to the number 1 seed Monmouth 2-1 on Sunday, November 8th. So congratulations to men's soccer. You did well this year. You made us proud. Listen, I know they're all going to be back next year. I think we're losing only one kid, losing just Jacoby. So everyone will be back. Going to have a strong team next year, and I'm excited. It just, stinks that you had to lose and dang, but you got to do. Moving on to water polo, they lost 15-10 to the number 3 seed in the tournament, St. Francis Brooklyn, where they were the 6th seed. This was the CWPA Northern Division Championship. So they lost to the number 3 seed. Then they played against the number 7 seed, Connecticut College, and they won 14-9. And then they ended up ultimately losing 13-6 to the number 4 seed Fordham. And this was this past weekend. So their season it's also concluded. So good job, man. I know it wasn't the season they particularly wanted, but we will play better in the future. Now, moving on to volleyball. Volleyball lost 3-0 against Manhattan on Saturday, November 7th. So I know tough loss there, ladies, but bounce back, and you got a couple more games left, so we'll have to bounce back. Then we on to upcoming sports. Big I think it's a big weekend for the cross country. The men and women are both participating in the NCAA Northeast Regional Championship in Boston, Massachusetts on Friday, November 13th, with the men starting at 11 a.m. and the women starting at 11:45 a.m. And then we're moving on to Monmouth. We'll be coming to Iona for both men's and women's swimming and diving. So they'll be home Friday night at 5 o'clock. Be free. Go out and support the Gales. We'll be playing a nice in conference rival, so definitely go out and support. Also occurring on Friday, November 13th at 7 p.m., Iona will be playing Stony Brook in women's basketball. So they will not be here, sadly, but the basketball season will officially begin, so that's exciting. Oh, yeah, I know. We love our basketball here.
Yeah.
And volleyball will be traveling to Quinnipiac on Saturday, November 14th at 1 p.m. to finish up their season. Manhattan, Iona will be visiting Manhattan on Saturday, November 14th at 2 p.m. in men's and women's swimming and diving. So good luck to them. And after they beat Monmouth Friday, they're going to have to beat Manhattan on Saturday. And volleyball will be concluding their season on Sunday, November 15th at 1 p.m. when they play at Fairfield. So good luck to the ladies this weekend. And moving on to next week, on Sunday, November 15th at 2:30, the Iona Gales men's basketball will be officially beginning their season as they play against Valparaiso at Valparaiso at the Hardwood Showcase. They will then be traveling on Tuesday, November 17th at 10 p.m. to play in Corsville, Oregon against Oregon State. So it's a big opportunity for these men to definitely make a nice little impact at the end of the year, beat some decent teams, get to show people out there that Iona basketball is for real. And women's basketball will be playing home, so definitely go out on Tuesday and support at home against VCU, also the Virginia Commonwealth, at 7 p.m. So that'll be the home opener. Definitely want to go out and support next Tuesday.
I'm not sure if you mentioned you may still have it in your notes. Rugby is playing home this weekend.
Yes,
I forget who
they're playing against Delaware. No, it's Stony Brook.
Stony Brook. And then
that was next week.
And then next weekend is the final game
against Delaware
of the season, and it's being called the Quinn Bowl.
Yes, for Pat Quinn, who's been here.
Alumni. He's a great guy. We're looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, so it'll be exciting. But yeah, you got me there. But yes, rugby will be playing this week. And a little side note, I will mention this next week, obviously, but I want to kind of give you a heads up. Next Friday, 7 p.m., be there. My own men's basketball will be opening up their home season.
This is the men's basketball.
Men's basketball is next Friday, so I will mention it next week on the show. Just want to mention it now, so anyone who's listening,
save the date.
7 p.m. against Delaware. It's going to be quite an awesome game.
I think because at Maroon Madness they were handing out like these little uh,
Cards.
cards that you had to like.
Keep, because don't you get something, or you're in a drawing for something? I don't.
Yeah, like you have to, because since it's the first game, it's obviously going to be pretty popular.
Pretty packed.
So there's going to be, I think, like a time where they distribute the tickets to
Yeah.
a certain number of students. But I'll get us in there with.
I make sure we get us in there, because last thing I need to do is not go to the first game. But moving on from Iona sports, we're going to go hit some college. So this week we got some interesting games coming up for college football. You got number 11 Florida playing against number nothing South Carolina. South Carolina's having a bad year this year, honestly. Then you have Kansas playing against number 15 TCU. Number 3 Ohio State will be at number nothing Illinois. Maryland will be playing at number 13 Michigan State. Purdue will be playing at number 18 Northwestern. NC State will be at number 16 Florida State. Miami will be playing against number 23 North Carolina. Wake Forest will be at number 4 Notre Dame. Number 1 Clemson will be playing at Syracuse. Number 2 Alabama will be playing at Mississippi State. Number 14 Michigan will be at Indiana. SMU will be at number 20 Navy. Congratulations to Navy breaking that top 20. Go, let's go Navy. I like that. I'm excited to see that Navy's top 20. Number 8 Oklahoma State will be playing at Iowa State. Number 22 Temple will be at South Florida. Number 21 Memphis will be at number 24 Houston, so that's a nice top 20 matchup. Arkansas will be at number 9 LSU. Oregon will be at number 7 Stanford. It's kind of crazy to say Oregon, not number or something. Oregon unranked for the first time in quite a few years. Number 12 Oklahoma will be playing at number 6 Baylor. That's a big game. Minnesota will be at number 5 Iowa. Number 10 Utah will be at Arizona. And Washington State will be at UCLA this week. So definitely exciting times. Gotta definitely get excited for that. I'm excited. College football's just coming down the corner, almost done with it. You're gonna be getting to the bowl game time, and then you're gonna have playoffs.
Crazy.
It's nuts. It's nuts that the year's already this far in. But moving on from college football, we're gonna hit a little pro football. Starting off tonight with Buffalo at the Jets. I know we got a lot of Jets fans.
Yeah, and I was watching the sports report on one of the news channels the other day. I think it was Channel 2, and they said this is like a kind of special game because Rex Ryan, who is the former coach of the New York Jets,
He's coming home.
Will be coming back to MetLife. So that
first time since. It'll be interesting, definitely, to see how they respond. Then on Sunday, we're going to have Detroit at Green Bay, Dallas at Tampa, which they did say Tony Romo will play. As last I heard, he's going to look like he's going to suit up. So can Dallas stop the bleeding? We'll have to see, because it's just been a rough year since he went down. It really shows how valuable Tony Romo is as a quarterback. Moving on, Tennessee will be playing against Carolina. Chicago will be at St. Louis. New Orleans will be at Washington. Miami at Philadelphia. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Jacksonville at Baltimore. Minnesota at Oakland. Patriots at Giants. I know it's a big, rematch of 2 Super Bowls. Patriots got to win. Listen, I was funny. I was trying to get tickets to go. A couple of my roommates were trying to get tickets, and we looked good 3-4 weeks ago, and the ticket price is ridiculous for just not even that great of a seat, just an okay seat. It was like $200, and I'm like, geez, I really wanted to go, but
you wanted to go to the Patriots
Giants, because they're at the Giants.
They're playing where, MetLife?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to go because it's close, but
yeah,
maybe next time. Then you have Kansas City at Denver, in Arizona at Seattle, and Monday night you're gonna have Houston at Cincinnati. Teams that are off this week: Atlanta, Indianapolis, San Diego, and San Fran. Indianapolis really needs that bye week because Andy just lost Andrew Luck for about 6 weeks. So.
What about baseball?
I don't know about baseball. Who do you think you are, man? Yeah, baseball's over, man. You forget Kansas City won.
Long gone.
Actually, instead of baseball, we're going to talk about hockey. So, as of this week, or as of today, the standings are somewhat tight, you could say. Not the tightest. In the Eastern Conference, it's Montreal's got 28 points right now, and they're in first. They're 13-2. I mean, they're playing really good. And the next best is Detroit at 17 points. So there's a pretty big 11 points is a solid jump already for Montreal. They're playing really well this year. Going over that's in the Atlantic Division. In the Metropolitan Division, This is tight. You have the New York Rangers. I know we got a lot of Rangers fans out there, so yeah, go Rangers. If I gotta pick, I'm not a big hockey guy, like fan wise. Like I like to watch it. I don't have a favorite team, but if I had to pick a favorite team, it'd probably be Rangers. I do like to watch the Rangers. Rangers in Washington, I do like, and Pittsburgh. So if I told someone who's a Pittsburgh fan that I like the Rangers in Washington, they're gonna go, "What the heck's wrong with you?" Just like if I told a Washington fan I'm a Rangers fan, "What the heck's wrong with you?" If I told a Rangers fan I'm a Pittsburgh fan, "What the heck's wrong with you?" But I just like to watch the game. They got 24 points. Washington and Pittsburgh are tied with 20 points apiece, and then the Islanders are right back in fourth with 19 points. So it is a tight race in the Metropolitan Conference. In the Western Conference, it is also extremely tight. The Central's pretty tight. You got Dallas in first at 24 points, St. Louis in second with 23 points, and you have Minnesota and Nashville tied for third with 20 points. In the Pacific, this is where it's very tight. It's for the top three teams at least. Yeah, Vancouver's in first with 19 points. So you see that the points just drop off dramatically when you hit the Pacific. 19 points is leading. Then you go to St. Louis at 18 points. Los Angeles, I say. If I'm saying St. Louis, you go to the Kings at 18 points in second, in Arizona with 17 points in third. So definitely, it's the Pacific. It's close. It's anyone's game. I mean, obviously, it's so early in the year, anything can happen, but interesting to see that. Now moving on to NBA talk. Now, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I know some of our fans definitely don't know this. I'm a big Philadelphia 76ers fan. And we stink. We're terrible. We're absolutely horrendous. I mean, we haven't won a game yet this year. Only team now in the NBA without a win. Let's go. Let's just tank. Let's just get the number one overall pick again. Because you know what? We'll get another big man. Because that's all we have is big men. I'm a huge fan of Joel Okafor. I love Joel Okafor. Love Nerlens Noel. Joel Embiid, I don't think he'll overplay. That's just my own opinion. But definitely loving those other two guys. I'm excited that maybe one day we can get a guard and we can actually be good. But let's go to a little bottom note with the standings. Right now in the Eastern Conference, Cleveland is in first place. Second place is Atlanta. Third is Toronto. Fourth is Detroit. Fifth is Chicago. Sixth is Miami. Seventh is Indiana. And eighth is Charlotte. So, I mean, obviously, they've only been 9 games in, so it's still anyone to get a long year. But it's just a little nice to talk about who's up and where. In the Western Conference, the only team that's undefeated is Golden State. Steph Curry may be the best player in basketball. I swear this man could do whatever he wants. Last night, my favorite player in the NBA, Andre Iguodala, he put up a nice little game. He had 20 points last night. He played well. It's just exciting to see that when your favorite player does well, just because he comes off the bench, so you don't know how much he's going to do every night. But they're in first place in the Western Conference. The Spurs are in second. Oklahoma City's in third. Los Angeles Clippers are in fourth. Number 5 is Minnesota. Surprising, Minnesota this early, but they got a good team, good young team. Number 6 is Utah. Number 7 is Denver, and number 8 is Houston. So that's just it with sports for me, Matt. I'm going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to take a little entertainment.
Sounds good. We'll be right back.